Guy Stainer reporting there. The fight to stop a planned overhaul of one of the country's most respected institutions, the Victorian College of the Arts, spilled into the political arena this week. This afternoon, a delegation representing every living former arts minister in the state met with Melbourne University, urging it to abandon its plans to restructure the college in line with its new style of education. Erin Cassar reports.
This is an institution that really nurtures creativity. They don't just churn out ready-made performers. Everyone here, their individuality is really fostered.
These students say they are the lucky ones. They're the only 32 performers who will ever have the chance to complete a music theatre degree at the Victorian College of the Arts.
Good stuff. Here we go. Front, back. A 5, 6, 7, and a 1, 2, 3, 2.
Melbourne University is scrapping the new course as of next year.
We learn 3 disciplines. We learn singing, we learn dancing, and we learn acting. And we learn them intensively for 3 years, practically. That means we're in studios, we're in small classes, we have more one-on-one interaction with teachers, and we learn by doing. And that's something you don't get from doing a performance major in an arts degree. That's something you can only get at somewhere like this institution. More high-profile people are going to come out of this institution than I suspect from other faculties within the university.
A shake-up is what the university has in mind, planning to incorporate the college into its broad-based degree system, the so-called Melbourne model. Since the Howard government cut funding, the VCA's curriculum has been propped up with $5 million a year from the university's budget. But from 2011, that arrangement will end.
This is a great Australian institution. In fact, Victorian College of the Arts is a misnomer. It should be the Australian College of the Arts. It's properly in the same category as NIDA, National Institute of Dramatic Arts, and the National Film and Television Training School. And it should be thought of in the same sense. It should be treated financially on the same basis.
It's an issue that's attracted the support of some high-profile names.
I can't get past the fundamental fact that there's a smell in the air that the Melbourne model has an economic rather than an artistic priority.
But few expected a roll call of every living former Victorian arts minister from both sides of politics to join the campaign.
Once something like this goes, it never comes back. You lose it forever.
I was so awestruck and delighted, and it felt like the cavalry had arrived. And I think that as arts ministers, they know exactly the value of the VCA to the economy and to the Victorian arts industry.
Race Matthews served in the Kane government and was instrumental in putting together the 11-member coalition.
I think you'd have to call it spontaneous combustion. The situation as far as the college was concerned had reached the point of ignition, and we all got consumed in the flames, caught up in the flames.
Mary Delahunty is the longest-serving arts minister among the group.
Yes, Jeff Kennett and I don't agree on much at all, but we agree strongly on this.
This afternoon, a delegation met with the university to urge an immediate rethink.
We need to have a moratorium, we need to stop, take stock. You can't put Humpty Dumpty back together again if it's destroyed.
It's a concern they all share, but when it comes to the way forward, political differences remain.
Why should Sydney have their arts institutions paid for by the federal arts budget and Victoria not? I don't want to be parochial, but it's a fair question, isn't it?
If we can spend, as we did, $65 million to attract a once-only swimming world championships, then surely we have the capacity to provide ongoing recurrent funding for the College of the Arts.
While her predecessors line up to warn about the threat posed by the university's plans for the VCA, current Arts Minister Lynn Kosky says she's better informed.
Oh look, I think as a current minister I get the benefit of making direct phone calls and having those discussions, which is exactly what I've done. Former ministers, probably it takes them a little longer to get that response.
The college has already lost 12 staff, and it's feared further changes could result in a more academic focus, compromising the practical training the VCA is renowned for.
I'm completely committed to practical-based training. I myself was a practicing musician before I became more and more involved in education management. But what is not correct is that anything has been predetermined about how our curriculum will be developed within the principles of the Melbourne model.
The federal government isn't promising a lifeline, but says it's open to discussion.
The VCA is an important institution. We are prepared to work collaboratively with the state government, with the VCA itself, with the University of Melbourne on its future.
State government has never funded tertiary institutions. That is rightly a responsibility of the federal government in terms of the operating funding.
If the federal government doesn't come good, if the state government doesn't come good, then we will make sure that the VCA, the treasure that it is, retains that special quality. And if that means additional support, so be it. If it means additional funding, so be it, we will do it.
So, does the cavalry believe it's arrived in time?
It's not too late. And politics is the art of the possible. So let's see what's possible.
I consider myself hugely lucky, and I'm really grateful to be a part of this course, and I'll be devastated if it ends.
And late today, Melbourne University committed to consulting with stakeholders as part of a review of the VCA's curriculum and funding arrangements. Erin Cassar with that report.